Hello, I am Aaron Norris, and this is the Norris Group's Real Estate Headline Roundup in 2, a little more casual today as I am moving, finally. Anyway, to the headlines. So first up, the Independent Valuation Protection Institute will not be occurring. If you remember back in 2008 when HVCC was started, they were going to create this independent council to review complaints about appraisals. Well, a switch has been made and now they're looking at creating a complaint center phone call that's still in the works. So the Appraisal Institute, a little disappointed, but that's what it's going to be. So the Mortgage Bankers Association is reporting that interest rates are down to the 4.78 mark for the 30-year fixed mortgage rates. However, purchase applications have gone down and are hovering at 13-year lows, but refinance applications way up as people take advantage of these low rates. On May 24th, the California Association of Realtors released the numbers for April. Single-family homes decreased 8.1% as far as sales go from a year ago, and the median price is up to $306,230, which is up 21% compared to this time last year. The unsold inventory index is up to 5.1 months, which is expected to increase once consumers really start to take advantage of both the state and the federal tax credits. So expected to increase in the next couple months. Also in the news this week, H.R. 3380. This is the Promoting Lending to America Small Business Act of 2009. The National Association of Realtors releasing a news release on it this week. This is, of course, the curb commercial meltdown. It increases the cap on credit union lending to 25% of total assets instead of the current 12.25%. Also in the bill is accelerated depreciation and passive loss relief, so we'll keep an eye on that one. Alright, so for all you nerds out there, a new survey was released this week about real estate technology. So no surprise, 9 in 10 consumers use the internet as a search tool when looking at real estate. I found interesting, however, that 70% of potential buyers who got a voice message when they called a realtor actually hung up and never left a message. So for you realtors out there who've got voice machines and don't want to pick up on the weekend, might need to reconsider that one. Case-Shiller released its numbers this week, a 3.2% drop in values during Q1 of 2010. There's been year-over-year strength that's been building, and it's a little bit concerning considering there's been the federal tax stimulus and the credit for buyers. So we're keeping an eye on that. However, in the same report, it notes that San Diego and San Francisco had seen a lot more buoyancy in price and actually some price increases. So that's pretty good. Good news for the buy and holders. Harris Interactive and the National Apartment Association released a survey, and of those surveyed, 76% of consumers actually favored renting to owning. And of course, the biggest reason why is 64% cited no responsibility for major repairs or maintenance. So last Friday, Bruce was on panel at the Young Professionals Network Conference in Anaheim. They did a fantastic job. On the panel was Chris Michaels with Equator Financial Solutions, Abel Fraguso, who is the Regional Short Sale Manager for Wells Fargo, and Nancy West of HUD. One of my favorite topics they covered was of shadow inventory, and Wells Fargo brought up a fantastic point. Every time the government makes a change, if there's a file in the process, if it's not compliant, sometimes they have to start all the way over. And he was claiming that that was one of the reasons we saw so many cancellations at the trustee sale. Also noted, if the bank actually takes a loan modification, it only takes a 25% hit on average of the asset. There's a 45 to 50% loss if they do a short sale, and up to a 65% average loss on the asset if they go all the way through REO. So keep an eye out for short sale, and we'll see if the loan modifications really start to work. So speaking of loan modifications and short sales, Wells Fargo clued us into something called the Realtor Tool Finder. So what they're working on, if a consumer is denied a loan modification, they would be immediately referred to 3 realtors who had registered on the site with Wells Fargo to pursue a short sale. So keep an eye on that. It's not currently released. I believe they're still testing it, but fantastic for realtors looking for more business, and it looks like banks are going to get more serious about short sales in the near future. Well, that concludes our news and event follow-up for this week. June 3rd, Bruce will be featured at the Southern California Appraisal Institute's 13th annual Inland Empire Market Trends event. He'll be speaking there at lunch. And on June 26th, Bruce is releasing a new seminar, The Advanced Investing Skills and Strategies for Quadrant 2.5. You can find more information on that on our website. That'll be in San Diego. Check out thenorrisgroup.com. Rick Solis this weekend on the radio show. He'll be talking about appraisals and what's going on in that world. And if you want to find out more information about trust deed investing, check us out at tngtrustdeeds.com. And happy Memorial Day, and we'll see you next week.